Perfect. Hi guys. Should I be drinking a mason jar's worth of orange juice right now at 20 to 11 at night? Probably not. Am I gonna do it anyway? I am. I asked for some questions over on my Instagram, which if you're not following, why are you not following the gram? I'm much more, I was gonna say I was much more talkative on there, but I'm not. I just post random reels and stuff like that. Anyway, please follow. I asked for some questions and I was gonna do a question on my Instagram story, but then I got quite a lot of questions and I felt like I hadn't sat down on YouTube in a question and answer in a while. It was totally unintentional to film this tonight, but here I am and I'm gonna film it because I'm in the mood to film, didn't know what to film, and I thought, let's just strip it back. I feel like on my channel, as of recent, I've had this kind of thing in my head where everything has to be perfect. My makeup, my hair, the editing, you know, the background, just everything. I kind of want it to be perfect. And although that's not bad, because, you know, have some pride in your work, Dem, it's about time. But like, at the same time, I liked the stripped back version of myself on YouTube, which was probably me like 2-3 years ago. I liked the fact that I didn't care because that is just me as a person and I always want my YouTube to betray me. I don't make the effort to wear makeup every single day, and there is occasions where I like to wear makeup and I like to look nice and I like to feel good. But on the daily, this is what you're dealing with. And yeah, I do have makeup on the day, but I've had it on about 12 hours. My contacts are itching because they've been in way too long and they need to come out. The hair's been shoved up because it's about 4 days old and it needs a wash. The clothes, well, they're just chill clothes. And you know, the background, my living room is not somewhere that I would typically film, but I do really like my living room, so I'm not going to sit and lie and say the background is not a bit of me, because apart from the sofa, which I've talked about many times before, I'm not the biggest fan of. The background is alright, it's quite cute. Best holiday destination you've been to? Okay, can I say 3? My first one would be New York. I absolutely love it. I've been twice, got engaged there. It was the most mesmerising and magical place I've ever been in my entire life, and my jaw dropped when we were in Times Square and I got out of that taxi. I just feel it's a mesmerising, magical place, and if you've ever wanted to go to New York and you've doubted it, or you've just not thought, is it worth it? Is it going to be one of them places that you go to and you're quite disappointed? Go. That's all I'm going to say. I would tell you to go because I loved it. My second place that I'm going to say is Tenerife. It was the first ever place me and Sean went on a holiday together for the first time. And, well, I tell a lie. We went to Florida with his family the year before, but it was our first solo holiday together. Not solo, because we're a couple. Our first couple holiday together, just me and him. We booked Tenerife. We stayed in the best hotel imaginable. It was the H10 Grand Tenerife, and it was the best time ever. It was so magical, and in November, me and Sean have actually been together 10 years, which is crazy. Where the heck has 10 years gone? Third one I'm gonna say was when I went to Košice in Slovakia, and this was part of a collaboration that I, to this day, cannot believe happened. When I got to work with Royal Mail and Airbnb, they actually paid for me and Sean to go to Košice in Slovakia, and it was the most magical, best experience of my entire life. I'll have the vlog linked below if you haven't seen it, because it was just amazing. And what was even more exciting is we actually got to do an Airbnb experience where me and Sean went to a art class, and it was so good. Me and him don't usually do stuff like that on holiday, and it was just the best holiday ever, and to this day is definitely one of the top 3 places I've ever been, and I never shut up about it. And the whole campaign was actually about encouraging people to go places that aren't typically at touristy holiday places, and obviously it was way before COVID and everything like that, but it was just the best holiday ever, and I'm so grateful for that experience and that campaign, and I loved it so much, and so did Sean. We had the best time. What's next career-wise? You know what? I feel like this was something that I struggled with for a really, really long time, and I think being in the industry of YouTube, it's always expected to be doing bigger and better and reaching better goals when it comes to analytics and views and subscribers and followers, and you're always trying to reach bigger and better goals, which is completely fine and there's nothing wrong with that, and it is so important to have goals, I feel. But it was, when my channel was growing, it was a time in my life where I got into a really, really bad place mental health wise, simply because imagine waking up every day and chasing views or chasing something that isn't necessarily anything you can control. When it comes to social media and algorithms, you have no control over it. You have no control over if your content is going to do well or not. You can try and create the best content that you hope will do well, but sometimes social media lets you down and it doesn't push that content out to the people that you want it to. And for a lot of years, I was following trending videos, trying my absolute hardest to chase the views, and it got demoralizing as heck, because the one day that I didn't hit them views, my day was bad ultimately, and I wasn't happy because I didn't hit a certain target that I had in my head. And honestly, I got so down about it. So about a year and a half ago, I kind of took a step back and I said, if you want to continue social media, you cannot continue the way that you currently are, because it's unrealistic to constantly be able to achieve more. You are going to have peaks where you are flying and soaring and doing so great, then it's going to come to a halt. Then you're going to have times where it goes down, and that is what social media is. It is an up and down thing that you cannot really control, and there's only so much you can do to make, and there's only so much you can do and so much control you have. So about a year and a half ago, I decided that I was no longer going to chase the views, no longer do challenge videos that I didn't feel were organic to me and betrayed me in the way I wanted to be portrayed, and I was going to do what made me happy. And it has changed my life when it comes to my career and social media, because now I only post what makes me happy. I don't worry about the views. I'm not demoralized if I wake up one morning and a video has significantly less views than my other videos. And yes, it is my job, so there is a certain expectation to keep a certain standard. But even though my views, my overall like growth has dropped significantly over the last 2 years, I would say, or yeah, it does not bother me at all, because I'm still able to make a living from it. I'm still getting opportunity after opportunity. I have an amazing management team who have made that possible, and I also get to work with brands that I could only ever have dreamed of. And until the day comes where that comes to a halt, then I don't worry. And I do also have 2 things that I do outside of social media that do earn us an income, but they are very personal and private. They're not like OnlyFans or porn or nothing like that. I feel like that's what it sounds like, but they're not. They're just small kind of side hustles that I do keep offline completely, so nobody knows about them but me and a very few close friends and family, until it gets to a point where I no longer enjoy social media and I don't want to do it anymore. And then I'll start to look for other things and look at other choices, look at other career paths. But as of now, I'm so happy creating the content that I do, working with the brands that I do, and I'm just very, very, very grateful. And I just feel like I'm living my dream life, to be honest, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. If you could only use one makeup brand forever, who would it be and why? 110% Revolution. I feel like for the price of their products, you can't beat them, and they have such a variety of products, and they're constantly bringing out new products that I don't feel I would get bored, and I feel I would always be able to experiment and play with new products, and I feel I probably could do this quite easily, to be fair. Revolution 110%. It would be Pixie Beauty skincare. If I could only use one skincare brand, it would be Pixie Beauty. Makeup brand, Revolution. What is one goal you want to complete by 2023? To perform in a theatre show, and that is happening in less than 2 weeks. Well, depending on where this video goes live, because I do have a backlog of videos to edit and stuff. As of today, Thursday the 15th of September, I'm going to be performing in less than 2 weeks in the show Harvey at the Royalty Theatre in Sunderland, and I'm a bit breaking it, not gonna lie, but I'm also very excited. I've wanted to get back into acting for a long time, and I just feel I'm ready. I'm really excited. I've been working with an absolutely amazing cast, and I'm so fortunate that I actually got a role, and I'm gonna give it my all. Family and friends and quite a few people I know are coming to see it, and I'm excited, but also shitting it, but yeah, blah. What is your favourite cake? Depends on the day and it depends on the mood. But it would be either a chocolate cake, depending on if I really wanted that chocolatiness, gooiness, or it would be a Victoria sponge. Would you get a 3rd dog? You know, the thing is, I would love more dogs. I would love house of dogs. But realistically, not right now. I think getting another dog would affect the dynamic that we currently have with R2. We have a good routine, R2 are well settled, and I don't have time to train another dog right now, and I wouldn't want to set the dynamic or routine that we currently have as like, you know, me, Sean and the 2 pups. It would be really expensive if I wanted to get another dog. More food, more money, another insurance. And as of right now, I know that it wouldn't be sensible to get another dog. I wouldn't for quite a long period of time, but In a dream world, I would absolutely love another dog. How are you? I like this question, it's cute. I always think it's really lovely when people ask simple questions like this. But this week I'm really well. I'm having a really good week. I've had a really fun time filming with my friend Jess, Slicer Jess, and I'm just on a high this week. I've had a really good week, but if you'd asked us last week, it would have been not great because I was having a really bad week. And that's the thing with me, my mood is so up and down, like killerly up, down, up, down. I don't know how I'm gonna wake up every morning, and I don't know what type of mood I'm gonna be in, how I'm gonna feel. And it's a bit of a problem, like it does affect my life. It is something that actually is a bit of a struggle, like not knowing how I'm gonna wake up that day and not knowing, you know, if I'm gonna be able to give my all at work, be able to successfully complete campaigns that I have deadlines for. And I'm the type of person that I never wake up any day of my life and I feel a happy medium. I never wake up and I feel just like in a medium level. I either wake up and I'm extremely low, I feel like the world is against us and I hate everybody and everything, or I wake up and I am in the best mood ever. I want to dance, I want to sing, I think I've got the best life ever and I'm grateful for everything. And I wake up in a bad mood on Saturday, I can't go out and I cancel last minute all of the time. Yes, last year this affected my life massively. I was constantly cancelling plans with people, making them and then cancelling, simply because my mood was so bad. I just woke up some days and I couldn't face people, I couldn't do anything. And I know this sounds so petty and ridiculous, but unless you feel it, I feel like it's something you can't really judge, or you don't have a right to judge because you don't feel what I feel inside. But it is getting better. Have you tried Rare Beauty yet? For those of you who may not be aware, Rare Beauty is Selena Gomez's makeup brand, and I actually bought some products when we were in Corfu town, and there was a Sephora there and I seen the advert for Rare Beauty and I was like, gotta go in. I ended up getting a liquid eyeshadow, a lip gloss, the foundation. I think I got something else, but I can't remember what it was. I'm not just saying it because I'm like a huge Selena Gomez fan. I really do think the products are amazing, and I think you can tell that it isn't just another celebrity putting a name to a makeup brand. She cares a lot about that brand, so I feel anyway. I feel like you can not tell how much she cares about the brand and how much it is kind of her baby and how much it actually means to her. So I think that's always nice to know when supporting a celebrity makeup brand, that it isn't just their name on a brand. But yeah, I really love it, and yeah, I can't wait to get more, but I have tried it and it is amazing. Do you do much self-care? 2022 is definitely the year that I've definitely done more self-care consistently than I ever have before, to be completely honest with you. I made it kind of a New Year's resolution that I was going to do a lot of self-care, and I've actually stuck to it more than I ever have. I mean, some months better than others, but I would say on the whole, yes. And self-care to me is definitely making sure that I always do my skincare routine religiously, morning and night. If I haven't worn makeup through the day, sometimes I only cleanse and I don't do the full routine, and I can get a little bit lazy at night. But on the whole, 6 days out of 7 within the week, I do my full skincare routine. I fake tan 1 to 2 times a week. This is classed as self-care for me. I absolutely love doing my false tan. Even when it goes wrong, I feel better having patchy legs than I do pale. And I know people will judge that and say, you know, learn to love yourself, learn to love the pale skin. And I know I'm with you, but I just feel better with a tan. Another thing that I class as self-care that I do religiously and have no plans of giving it up anytime soon is changing my bedding multiple times a week. I know it's a lot of effort, but my mood when I've got clean bedding and clean sheets, I cannot tell you. So at least once a week, but if not, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, I'm changing that bedding. What place do you shop at for your underwear sets? Yours always look so flattering and unreal. Thank you. So my favourite places, depending on what style of set I'm after, my favourite places are Lounge, Love Honey, Elomi, I'm not sure how you pronounce the brand, Elomi, I feel like that's them, Elomi. To be honest, I really like Asda and Tesco's lingerie as well. I've got some really nice bras and stuff over the years from them, so they're getting included. They deserve a spot. To be honest, I feel like there's quite a lot of places that I buy lingerie from. It just depends what I'm after. But yeah, they're probably the main ones that if I want something, I'll look there first. Why do you always feel the need to respond to hate? I really like this question. I don't do it much on YouTube. Well, sometimes I do. Well, I do. But I think this person is actually referring to when I kind of do dancing videos or when I respond like in terms of speaking and stuff. I do it a lot on TikTok. And the reason being is because I started doing it on TikTok and I actually had a few videos go viral doing it, and it's just content. I kind of like replying to some comments depending on what they are. Just do. I just always find like there's things I want to say when I see these comments, and although everybody says just move on and ignore it, I agree majority of the time. Like I get way more hate than I actually do respond to, but sometimes I do like to just respond to it, and I don't know what it is. I just think it's funny. What is the highest amount you've been paid in a brand deal? This would probably be, it was probably about 3-4 years ago, and it was a brand deal that was running over around 3 months, and it had a lot of content included. So like there was certain deliverables that I had to give to the brand within them months, and I got paid £8,000 for this one contract of 3 months, which is crazy money, absolutely crazy money. And I remember when the contract come through, and I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that that was kind of where my socials were at and what they were worth. And yeah, like it's just moment there was a realization, and it really did open my eyes to the social media world and kind of what social media accounts are worth. And you know, the whole thing when it comes to social media was a significant amount of money. It did change my life. I did use that money to renovate my mum's kitchen. So actually saying that, it was actually a lot longer than I said. I think this was probably like 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. I get mixed up. All of the years just kind of muddle into one when you get past 22. That's how I feel anyway. I was able to take me and Sean on a few holidays, and it was just life-changing for me. Although it's not a life-changing amount of money, for me it was, and it was just a moment of like, what the fuck, I can't believe this is actually like my life. And I'm so fortunate for any brand deal I do, like, you know, just because that one was the most I've ever earned. Obviously it was a lot of money, and I couldn't believe it, and wanted to do something that I felt was something that I wanted to do, and that was to renovate my mum's kitchen. How long has Sean been vegan? Sean isn't vegan. I don't know where that has come from, but Sean is not vegan. What would be your top 3 tips for somebody who wanted to become vegan? Even though this is something that I didn't do it in steps. So for example, if you are looking to be a little bit more plant-based, if you do want to have a plant-based diet, I would say do it in steps. So maybe firstly try some plant-based milks and switch them in your teas, your cereals, and you know, do it step by step. I think if you go into it kind of overnight, it is very hard. When you're having vegan foods, don't necessarily compare them to the non-vegan version of that food. Now this is hard because I do this all of the time, but somebody told me this once and it actually makes a lot of sense. So there's some vegan foods that will be pretty hard to tell the difference between when you're having the vegan and non-vegan version compared. But some foods like vegan cheese, for example, isn't like a non-vegan cheese at all. So the way that I kind of look into new vegan items that come out before I try it is I'm trying not to compare it to the item that I think it's most like. I'm trying just to try that product as its own individual things. I would say that is definitely a huge tip and something that I do now. I try not to compare. And the third tip I would say is don't beat yourself up if you make mistakes. Like, it is hard, it's a lifestyle change, you're gonna make mistakes, but just try it and yeah, do the best you can. There was a lot of questions about if I had any tattoo plans or if I have any tattoos. I have no tattoos and I have no plans to get any tattoos. What is your favourite and least favourite videos to film at the minute? My favourite is by far the weekly vlogs. I absolutely love giving people an insight to my life every single week. It's a consistent upload that I have done for I think around 27 weeks now. It's been quite a while and I just love the weekly vlogs. I love everything about them. I don't get bored editing them because there's so many different clips and segments, so it's not a boring video to edit, and I just love filming them. I love picking up the camera at different points of the week and showing you whatever I'm doing. Weekly vlogs are by far my favourite. My least favourite to edit, anything to do with makeup. I get really bored editing makeup videos. I don't really like filming them. I find them hard to film. I find them boring. Although I have recently filmed 2 makeup style videos, I just don't like them. They're really hard to edit and I just don't like editing them, and I don't enjoy filming them as much as I do other videos. But then sometimes I do feel like I want to do makeup style videos, hence why I do still do some. Have you had your lips done? No, I haven't. It was funny because I was speaking to someone recently about this. I believe it was a makeup artist, but I can't think who, and they were like, oh, like how you had your lips done, and I was like, Jesus, no, like if I have, I need a bloody refund. And I actually do have quite a natural pout. Like, this is my face relaxed. and my lips do kind of pout out quite a bit. So I think it was a makeup artist who turned around and said like, yeah, I actually thought you had them to pout your lips. And I was like, no. Which family members are you closest to? I really like this question, but to be honest, I can't really give an answer because I am extremely close with all of my family in different ways and in different reasons. And there's probably like family members that I'd go to first if I was having like a serious crisis in my life and I wanted to talk to somebody. But that doesn't mean that I'm not as close to the rest of my family. Like my immediate family, me mum, dad, me grandma, me nana, me granddad, Sean, me brother. Like my immediate family, I'm extremely close with them all. I love the relationship that I have with every single one of them. I appreciate them all so much for different reasons, and I feel like that's just the way I am. I'm a very open person. I like to be close to my family, and I like to be close to people in my life, to be honest. I feel like I'm the type of person that doesn't deal well with relationships that are quite distant. I need to have close relationships with the people in my life. I like to feel close to them. I like to keep up to date with their life. I like to tell them what's going on in mine. And I struggle if a relationship starts to come distant. What's something you miss that you can't get as a vegan? Aero mint chocolate bars and balls. Gives them. Oh my god. If any brand ever brings out a vegan version of these, I will love you till the end of the world, because that's the one thing that I miss a lot. Okay, I feel like we're getting deeper with this next section of questions though, so get up close and personal. Do you like guys or girls to be dominant while having sexy time? Yeah. I think I do. I think it is a little bit of me. Thoughts on sex before marriage? I've had sex before marriage. Like, I'm not married, I've had sex. You do you. If you want to wait, good for you. If you don't, good for you. As long as you're of age, safe, then I don't personally have any religious beliefs or any belief in which would make me not think that it's okay. This question made me laugh. If you had to choose between going naked or having your thoughts appear in speech bubbles above your head, which would you choose? Probably my thoughts go up. Nah, naked. You want to see me naked? It would be naked, like I. Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity? I have, yes. It's a great game, I really like it. Did you have an imaginary friend growing up? Hell to the yes. I had imaginary families, like imaginary families that lived in streets I knew of. So I would pass streets or estates or houses and imagine a family that I envisioned living in that house and used to live together. They used to, like, I used to literally go over their day-to-day life in my head, this imaginary family. I had multiple of them, and this didn't stop until I was probably like 16, 17. Like, this went on for a really long time, me having these imaginary families. I don't know why I had them, I just did. I was obsessed with like imaginary families that I would just make up, like Sims in my head. I would make these characters up and they would live in houses that I chose them to live in. It was literally just like Sims, but in my head. It was all in my head. Have you ever taken a nude picture of yourself? No. And I know looking at my Instagram, people might not believe this, but I've never taken a nude picture of myself. I've taken lingerie pictures, plenty of them, but never nude. Okay, I have spoke for a hell of a long time. This is the second battery I've been through and it is currently flashing. So I am gonna love and leave yous. Thank you so much for joining us on this question and answer video, Q&A, question and answer. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again shortly for another one. Bye!